within the nation of Uganda is all about Uganda returning to Nambole Stadium after so many years. Its players we treasure it a lot for Uganda Cranes returning home. And internationally, in transfer, the biggest one of it is Chelsea signing Tosin Adarabioyo, Fulham defender, on 4 years contract. That's not the only story we can tell you as far as transfer is concerned. There are a lot in our bag and also on our desktop. What you only do is just stay where you are and we tackle the stories one by one. And of course, breaking to you down the agenda of exactly what it is that we are going to be discussing and riding or driving with you from. There is right now a few minutes past 2 p.m. up to 3 p.m. We're of course in the house just for 1 hour exactly. And I know most of you out there that love sports or that are sports lovers, most definitely always wish that the 1 hour is not enough. It needs to be extended and all that and all that. But we can assure you that within the 1 hour, we will of course definitely bring to you everything that you need to know. And of course, for more updates, you can always join in on our different social media handles where we keep updating, whether it's WhatsApp or Facebook or YouTube and all that. Definitely the different sports updates keep popping in every other time they break through. And of course, starting from home here locally, Benson, by the way, next Saturday at the community, the Manchester United community in Arua, especially the ones in Onduparaka, it's not Onduparaka Football Club, but Onduparaka community, Manchester United, Onduparaka community, of course, are organizing an event that is coming up on Saturday next week to, of course, celebrating the FA Cup. I was telling our producer, there is Jonathan Opak, since he's an ardent supporter of Manchester United, that he really needs to join in this bull roasting. And there are quite a number of activities, of course, that will go down this time around down at Onduparaka football ground. These games, there will be, of course, 2 games. One, they want to play the supporters of Arsenal, and then they also want to play the supporters of Liverpool combined with Chelsea. There is Manchester United fans, and then they will also have activities such as cleaning up Onduparaka community, Onduparaka area in the morning, yes. And then they will have band marching and all that, and then after that they will do a gate collection. The game is going to be later on in the evening with a gate collection of 1,000 at Onduparaka Greenlight Stadium, and this 1,000 will go into supporting Onduparaka Football Club, since they are based in the community that of course hosts Onduparaka Football Club. And then they want to have a talk show over how negative football banter can turn into positive, and they also want to have a talk on how people can come through and support our own boys that have gone out to play football, especially the likes of Muhammad Shabans, the Okochas, the Gaddafi Wahabs, and all that. They are playing outside Arua, and they want a reconciliation talk. Because if you look at the different fans of Arua Hill Soccer Club, of Onduparaka Football Club, Calvary, and by the Black Angels and all that, these fans sometimes, if the heat is so much, you find they can actually box themselves. I'm sorry to say that. Okay, I just hope no one had that. They can box themselves. So they actually want to bring in unity in all this, and this all will be summed up in the evening with some bull going down, and they'll first start with prayers. They've invited the different religious leaders in the various denominations. They've invited some catechists, they've invited olupis, they've even invited some imams, I don't know if they're called like that. And this will all go down on Saturday at Onduparaka. And they have also said they have invited every other supporter of the different clubs. There is Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and all that. And for the football, it will be strictly for people from 45 years and above. So I doubt if anyone within the station here will qualify. But that is that. Susie, I hope the food is going to be enough, because they are saying the gate is open for everyone. And at the end, you may see the stadium might be filled with the number which they don't expect. Anyway, football, sports at large is something which people always praise a lot. And it's ironical, Manchester United fans, after lifting the FA trophy, they are celebrating. Ironical part of it comes this way, they're inviting Arsenal fans. I don't know whether for them they want a goal at the end of the season, whereas the last season, which I think But it's something which is good, and we have spoken so many things. First of all, the reconciliation part of it is also one thing they are looking into. Fans of Black Angels on the Paraka Football Club, or Royal Hill Sports Club, so many clubs we have in the region. So they are looking for a way of how they can bring also to end that wrangle whenever there is a problem amidst these fans, the clubs I've mentioned. Actually, it's a very good initiative. And for Arsenal, I think the balanced bit of it comes this way. Arsenal, they are going to play in UEFA Champions League next season, something which Manchester United, of course, will not be participating in matches. They have won the FA. I'm speaking this one, but me, I'm not a fan of Arsenal, because someone may say that I am speaking on the side of Arsenal, because for them, they finish the season minus any trophy. Finishing in UEFA Champions League.
Which football club do you support in Europe?
You know, we being sports pundits,
we're supposed to be neutral.
We are not neutral. We follow all of them. So,
but at least there is one where your heart is, Benson. Even me, I know, but I want you to say it.
No, that one you are talking about is Everton. So, in summary, what I want to say about that activity which is coming is it's a very good initiative. We hope that what they have planned for will be in person to yield the fruit, and if possible, we, Western TV Soccer Pundits, will also be part of what they are planning to do.
We actually have an invite down there from there is the Manchester United Onduparaka community that will the other coming weekend that are organizing a very big showdown to celebrating the FA Cup. Down in Onduparaka Green Light Stadium, which will have a lot of activities, like Dalia Ren said, the cleaning up, Onduparaka community. They will have a band marching. They will equally also have a bull roasting. They will have a game. And for those of you that are out there, you're very welcome, by the way, for this activity. If you want to play or join in the football game, 45 years and above, that is, of course, the qualification for that game. So definitely, I don't think any of us, Benson, won't even qualify to play the football game. Not even the cameraman, Mr. Kunde, not even Jonathan Opak, Matches is a Manchester United fan. I think all of us will just go there and participate in the peace talk and in the various activity. But the football is cutting us off. Most definitely, I know what will take most of us there will be there is a bit of it, because you said you hope that the meet is going to be enough.
The fun bit of it, we are seeing the FA Cup gong colliding with the Champions League slot, which I see it's balanced. Liverpool also, they are going to play in UEFA Champions League next season. I think Manchester United, they have stayed for several seasons minus winning a trophy. That is sounds that makes a volume. I think it's a good one. Not only happening here in Arua City, I think all over the world, people also organizing party. You know, staying for so many seasons minus starting a gong of that kind is also something which, of course, you will have to celebrate. And also that side of Manibe, the community members, those ones who are running behind Manchester United, they're also planning for theirs. I think the biggest hype, the huge part of it will be happening at Onduparaka, as you have just highlighted.
Yeah, and definitely those are some of the different sports activities that are going down within the country in the different various villages in there. You can as well join in from your different parts, wherever you would be catching us from. If you get this information, you can of course join in the various communities. That is, if you're near the ones in Manibe, you can gather in there and join them and celebrate in harmony, of course, how far your own club has come through, and those within Onduparaka community, you can as well join in and celebrate together. You know, it's harmony. Football should not separate us. Football is just a beautiful game. It's for fun. Let's not go in there and take in the banters for real. We've seen a lot of people, of course, having issues from these banters and all that and all that. So let's come together and reconcile and have this together and all that, and leaving that aside, unless otherwise there's some local stories that Benson has before we move away to looking into the game day today, where Team Uganda gets to host. There is Botswana in Uganda. There is Mandela National Stadium.
Actually, exactly. Very soon we are shifting our attention on that side. I think yesterday we highlighted the viewers about how schools are preparing ahead of ball games too. And the biggest part of it, which people are aware of, is when it comes to second term like this, people's mind always go to athletics. And today, I was also able to visit some of the schools. One of it is St. Peter's Alibasidi Senior Secondary School. I got them actually for their inter-class course where they are going to spot the best athletes for the upcoming Barfa Day. Normally, they love calling it Barfa Day, and other students love calling it their Christmas Day. Schools actually for massive preparation. Vara is also for massive preparation. I think either tomorrow or else after tomorrow, I will also be in person to visit some of the schools in Arua City, such that we keep you updated. And according to the report, I also had a discussion with the games chairperson for the secondary schools in Arua City, that's Angwa Bernard. He was like around 18th or is 19th there. The athletic champions for Arua City will of course commence. That is the little update I can give you as far as schools continues to prepare for the upcoming athletic championship.
And of course, there is a very big one for the parents that could be wondering what are their children are doing in the schools ever since they reported in there. And of course, these updates will be coming to you starting today. Actually, we started yesterday up to the time when we shall be seeing in these inter-school competitions going down for athletics there is a brief down here for the various schools. And leaving that story there, of course, we'll be discussing a few more of the transfer speculations within the country before we discuss a game day. And by the way, KCCA are very excited to announce that their goalkeeper in the names of Mugolofa Mutwalib has extended his stay at the club. How good is that for Team KCCA? Because we have seen there one side, there is actually the most active in doing signings. As soon as the season closed like this, KCCA started signing in players. They're doing in a lot of transfers. I think for now, every other club within StarTimes Uganda Premier League is gone silent, but it is KCCA that is not silent. At least they have team news running around. They have a lot of players that they are sourcing. They are picking from the various different clubs within Uganda, adding it on to there is their club KCCA. I think for now, Mubiru is the most active coach in Uganda.
You know, the summer transfer window has just opened all over the world, and KCCA, the small team, I should say, if you compare all the teams we have in the whole world, starting the transfer window very active like this is a very good thing. Last season was not a good one for them. They actually started the season down in the relegation zone until towards the end of season when we saw Kasasiro Boys climbing and finishing the season, to me, in a better position. Though recently in the previous seasons they have been known of a team always finishing either top 3 or top 2, but comparing how they started and how the season came to climax, I think they have tried. And starting the season, starting the transfer business with something which is also booming, I think will help the team of KCCA. You know, there is a little bit of difference when it comes to the transfer we have in Ugandan football. You see, sometimes some of the clubs that do not have enough money, you will always see them acquiring players on loan. But teams like Vipers, you talk about Bull, you talk about KCCA, plus the likes of Sports Club Villa, you always see them spending money, at least getting players that have that CV, high-profile players. I think just within a few days, acquiring a player who is having that CV is something which, of course, will make KCCA sign next season, in case the player himself will also be in position to make a good progress in that team of Kasasiro Boys. We've
seen KCCA adding in a lot of players. They picked in a few young lads from the academy. They picked in someone from there is Gaddafi also, and a lot of the other different players that KCCA has been able to pick there. And then also another transfer speculation is that Anyama Richard is a target for URA after, of course, moving in from Arua Hill Soccer Club to signing in a 6-month contract at there is a UPDF, and this 6-month contract has of course come to an end from UPDF, and currently he is a free agent. I'm talking about Anyama Richard. We all know him. We watched him play for there is the Arua Hill Soccer Club that didn't finish the season sadly, but then from Arua Hill Soccer Club we did see Anyama Richard signing in a 6-year contract with there is a UPDF, and this 6-month contract has come to an end since the season came to a close up. And It is URA that is eyeing Anyama Richard. Do you think this possible move, if at all it comes to a conclusion, would be a good one for Anyama Richard, or which other possible club would you think Anyama Richard should definitely go in for?
First of all, I'm looking at two aspects here. The club itself, URA, and at the same time, player that's Anyama Richard. You look at URA last season. URA started the season very well, but coming in the middle of the season, they slipped a bit, and that might be because they do not have a powerful goalkeeper, a powerful custodian, because everyone who do love local sports so much knows that their powerful custodian, Alionzi Nafian, left the club and went to Ethiopian side. Maybe that might be the reason as to why they did not perform very well. You know, the engine of a game, though most of the people say that the engine of a game is in the midfield, but me, I usually say the engine of a game, whereas a club is actually when you have one of the powerful custodians. And Anyama Richard is a goalkeeper that is known, that has ever performed very well. And if we can flash back how brilliantly he performed for the team of Royal Hill Sports Club before moving to UPDF and going to URA, I don't think it's a bad decision, a nasty decision being taken by the player himself. He has actually gone to a club that is having CV profile, and a club where we have seen our own players from West Nile signing, and also the department he has gone for is also one where we saw our own West Nile also signing a lot before departing the club, and we are waiting to see, because every player is different. We cannot say that the other custodian, West Nile-based custodian, performed and is going to perform the same way how he performed while he was having the seasons with the URA. Those are two different players, and the URA of the previous seasons is a different URA, of course. The season is yet starting, whereas comparing URA of the previous seasons with the URA in the upcoming seasons might be something different for the player and also for the club itself. But what I can say is I wish the best for him, and he will be in position to perform the way how he has been performing previously.
And of course, those are some few transfer speculations or rumors that of course we had for you down in Uganda. There are more that could be coming up and popping up, and of course we say time desk ears are all the grounds, and definitely when any story pops up, trust West Nile TV. We saw Time Desk will definitely bring to you that very story as it is. And leaving that there, we'll be crossing to the capital city of Uganda, down at Nambole National Stadium, after several years over it being used. Today finally will be the official opening, where we'll be seeing Team Uganda that will be hosting Botswana, and a few head-on stats indicates that the two sides of course come into the game on the back of wins, with Uganda beating Somalia 1-0, while the Zebras of Botswana won 1-0 against Guinea, a side that beat the Cranes in the reserve opener. And there is their head-to-head stats in there. You get to know that Team Uganda has an advantage over the Zebras with 3 different wins against none, and the hosts will be favorites when they meet for the 4th time at Nambole National Stadium. In their Cranes' last outing in an international game was in March, when they drew 2-2 with Ghana's Black Stars in a friendly a few days after being demolished by Comoros. Both matches played in Marrakech. And of course, those were the times when Team Uganda didn't have a home ground that was fully licensed or cleared to hosting games. That's why we did see Team Uganda traveling out to host home games outside. And Stephen Mukwala and Muhammad Shaban both scored the goals for Cranes down in Marrakech, and they are both also in Paul Put's current squad that will be facing. There is a team Botswana today. Botswana, on the other hand, winless in 2024 after being denied a win, goalless draw with Uganda's neighbors Burundi at the Mahamasina Municipal Stadium on there is March 25th down there. The Zebras have now drawn each of their 3 friendly outings in preparations of of course, this very game ahead today at 7 p.m. under floodlights when they will be playing at Team Uganda. With their last victory coming on November 21st, that was last year, 2023, when they did beat Guinea 1-0 to record their first win in the World Cup qualifiers there. And that was, I think, the first win they ever did pick following the earlier withdrawal of Bevis Mugabe and Uche Ipezu from the squad for various reasons. Injured Khalid Aucho, which you did mention yesterday, that would possibly affect Team Uganda, and Rogers Mato, scorer of the winner against Somalia, are also ruled out of the game against Botswana today, 7 p.m. However, they could be available for the Monday clash against Algeria. That will be on 10th in there. A very deadly clash today. Team Uganda Cranes are hosts Botswana, 7 p.m.
Exactly, based on the statistics you have just given, Uganda Cranes, they have a slim advantage over Botswana, and also based on the previous statistics, Botswana not winning a single game. We already into the half of the year, not winning any game, just based on the statistics you have just given. That means Uganda Cranes, they have an advantage over Botswana. On top of that, this game is going to be based, it's going to be played based on the fact of the result that was produced yesterday between Algeria and Guinea. And surprisingly, Algeria, the Desert Foxes, we actually edged by Guinea yesterday at their own ground by 2-1. That one gives an advantage for Uganda, and at the same time Botswana, because it keeps the log, I mean the table balance, because Uganda, 2 games played, picking 1 defeat, picking 1 win, they have 3 points, and Algeria, that seems to be the favorites in that group. That's Group G. Losing a game already, it adds that pace, it adds that morale for the other teams that people have been looking at as underdogs, and Uganda is one of them, Botswana is one of them, and Guinea is one of them. Unfortunately, ironically, the win Guinea actually grabbed yesterday will also put pressure a lot on the other teams. Otherwise, if it was Algeria that won the game yesterday, at least, so it keeps the race very balanced in Group G. But shifting our focus back to the game, Uganda, the bad part of it is, the bad omen is Uganda has never could fight for FIFA World Cup, and Algeria always they have been the favorites. It's something very hard. Botswana up against Uganda. Maybe there is one thing which may favor Uganda ahead of this encounter. They are returning home, as we have been saying, after so many years. The morale is there, the hype is going to be there. Maybe that one will help Uganda, but Botswana, they may use the chance to pick their first win of the year, but I'm looking at a draw in this game.
From the last time they picked a winner in there is November last year. In the earlier predictions, the 2 teams are tied on 3 points each, by the way. Following a win and a defeat, and victory here will boost their campaign opportunities. On paper and history, Uganda holds superiority, and the fact that they return to the fortress Nambole, they will edge this. And the possible lineups for the 2 teams include them, starting with for Team Uganda. That is home, they have Watenga. There, of course, will be in the goalkeeping department. Then Bomono, Kayondo, Lualilua Awanyi, Bobosi Ruhanga, Semakula, Mutiara Okelo, Abayo, and Muleme will be the possible people that you will be seeing starting up the lineup for Team Uganda. And then for Team Botswana, they will be having Foko Mongolo, Dilfokwe Kopelang, Velapi, Muhusiwa, Golowe, Orebonye, Sekayeng, Ngele, and Selefanga will be some of the names that you could be seeing appearing in the squad for Botswana. What are your possible predictions ahead of this game?
It's going to be very hard to predict the game. That's why I was giving my analysis based on the facts and also the statistics. Botswana not winning a single game yet this year. They know that Uganda is a team. Let me use the Lemas language, kwara, and they can beat Uganda. And we are looking at Uganda as a team of their size. Uganda up against Botswana, I'm looking at a 1-1 draw. Uganda will not win the game.
I am looking at a 2-0, by the way, for Team Uganda, based on the fact that they did win most of their friendlies, the international friendlies, based on the fact that Botswana has not won any game. Yes, I know they will be pushing so hard to see to it that they get a first win based on the previous stats that states they did, the last time they did touch or smell a win was way back last year in November. So this time around, we all know they will be pushing hard, but trust me, the 12-man squad always has some little bit of magic to see to it that it pushes the home team ahead. And with the morale that is in the capital city, trust me, I think Uganda is nailing this, unless otherwise we are sliding off into a very short commercial break. We shall return with more Rover stories. Don't touch that remote. Keep it locked to West Nile TV because we are here to light up the region for you. Susie and Benson in the house, bringing to you everything within sports down here. We are off shortly. We will return.